Well, g'day, curd nerds. G'day, curd nerds. Well, 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 g'day, curd nerds. Welcome back. This is Ask the Cheeseman. And as you may have already guessed, it's the 400th episode. Yay! I'd have sparklers and stuff. I don't know how to do that. But anyway, it is what it is. Thank you so much for joining me today. We've currently got, how many people? What? 15 at the moment. I'm sure there'll be more. Now, just to set expectations, the show does go for 2 hours as a celebration of all things cheesiness. But I don't expect you to hang around for 2 hours unless you want to, and we pop in. Patricia says, is YouTube good at translating Maltese? There you go. It is. Ha ha! Right, so, first things first. Let's say good day to all of our members. So, new YouTube members, Adrian, what the heck is that? 14, Volker, Atakir, my God, Ronnie, and Panda Nelly are the latest YouTube members. And not the last, of course. There are so many people who support the channel. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for all of your memberships. And of course, there's the patrons as well. Quite a few people support over there. And a big shout out to Kathy and Mari and Whitney being the last 3 people who signed up to my Patreon page. Both YouTube memberships and Patreon get early access to videos, behind the scenes photos, and soon there'll be members only, well, I'm hoping members only live streams, quick 30-minute ones, just check up on everybody. But, yeah, we'll see how we go. But, yeah, so things coming to members, which is fantastic. Now, let's say good day to a few people before we get going. Who was the first person? It was Ben. I think he's gone to bed already. Thanks, Ben. And all out of spoons. Next person, Cool Cat. G'day, Cool Cat. Ken. Hello, Ken. And Patricia was the next one in the chat. Who else is there? Mari. Hello, Mari. Fellow Aussie. Sprout 21. G'day, Sprout. We got C. Scarsden. We've also got Nicole. Hello, Nicole. And Foul Drumstick Rescue. My Lord. Yeah, and as I said to Patricia just before in the chat, translations, finally. YouTube are now translating just for my chat. Your chat, maybe not so much. But for the creator, that's me, allegedly, it translates. So, I don't know how well it translates, but it's translating for me, so that's good. So anything in a language other than English, I'll be able to figure it out, finally. I won't have to worry. Now, you'll notice behind me there is a whopping great big cheese board. And I'll tell you about that in a second, but that's very exciting. And don't forget that also the Curd Nerd Light is available at your pleasure whenever anybody leaves a super chat. I think it's when somebody becomes a member. If not, I'll trigger it manually. But yeah, that's just a celebration of all things cheesy. Now, before we get stuck into some questions, very excited. Here's a little expose. I've got some stats here, as you do. First stat is, last night we clocked over to 355,000 subscribers, which is, it's surpassed my expectations. Although it's been slow a little bit this year, of course, because my video creation has been slow. I've been doing about one a month due to the back injury that's, I think, never going away, but, you know, it is what it is. But we do have some stats here, and the very first Ask the Cheeseman, the very first live one, which was number one, was aired on the 4th of February 2016. So well over 10 years ago. You don't get any TV series that's going that long these days. So, you know, I'm very excited that has been a thing. Oh, Patricia, thank you so much for the $5 Canadian. Hopefully the light will trigger by itself. If it doesn't, I will trigger it. What we do need to do is highlight your comment, of course. Come on, light. Take charge yourself. There you go. I'll do it manually. That's for Patricia. Absolutely magical. Thank you for the flashy light. I do appreciate it, as always. Oh, there we go. It might start itself again in a minute. Anyway. So yeah, 4th of February 2016. Oh, there we go. There it is for you, Patricia. It took long enough, but there you go. You get another one. 2 for the price of 1 today, everybody. So yes, and of course, 400 episodes, but only 300. Number dyslexic today. 382 of those were live. And that's because after the first one, because the technology just wasn't really there. Well, not for me, because, you know, I've got a good setup now and decent quality broadcast. But yeah, the setup I had, I was using some little pissy webcam and a no lighting, and it was shocking. Can we see the first one? Can we just have a quick look? Oh, can we see? Let's have a look. What do we want? Live. Let me see. Can we go to the oldest live? Oh, my Lord. Yes. All right. Just quickly looking at the second monitor. There it is there. I don't know if the audio is any good. Let's just have a look. That's my very first live. Look how blurry it is. But he's a handsome-looking fella. Look how handsome he is. He's actually, oh no, he's still got a bit of salt and pepper in his beard. Now, it's not totally white like it is now. I don't know if you can hear that. You probably can. Maybe? No?
I learned how to do it at the...
I don't know. You might be able to hear it. I don't know. Anyway, there it is. The very first Ask the Cheeseman, number one. Going back all those years. What does it say? 10 years ago. There you go. So, yeah, probably not the best thing. We'll just stop that. Stop that. And go back to the channel. There we go. And back to the head. So there you go. There was the very first Ask the Cheeseman all those years ago. Now, as far as, 400 episodes, the amount of time people have spent watching the live and the replays, because the good thing about YouTube is it leaves the replay there in place for me, and that has become like a library for people to go and check stuff out. 105,126 hours they have been watched. I think the stat is a little bit low because YouTube only calculated that up to 2022, and as we've said already, it's been going for a lot longer than that. As far as chat messages go, like I said, the stats only went up to 2022, so it says there's been over 70,000 chat messages during live streams. And the longest live stream was the 12 hours of cheese, and that went for 11 hours and 50 minutes. I don't know if I've got the stamina these days to do that sort of thing, but that's just absolutely massive. 11-hour live stream. 11 hour and 50 minutes, even more. So that's nearly, well, close to 12 hours. The reason I didn't go over 12 hours was because YouTube doesn't archive things over 12 hours, would you believe? Anyway, what have we got in store today? Obviously, questions, as always. We also have a gallery, and this is a retrospective gallery all the way back to episode 142, I want to say. Hang on, let me just have a quick look-see. Episode 142 was the first episode that we showed gallery photos, and the gallery photos are obviously brought to you by yourselves. You send them in, and I pop them up there. So the gallery is at 30 minutes past the hour. So I picked every 10 episodes. I picked my favourite cheese picture. Not to say that they're not all good. They all are all good, but these just were particularly interesting, and I thought they were worthy of popping into the 400th episode. Also, at 1 hour on the knocker, there will be a surprise and maybe a quick break. We'll see. And then at 1 hour and 30 minutes into the stream, there's going to be a live cheese taste test. 3 cheeses. I've got a Gaviera, better known as Graviera, which is a Greek-style cheese, which was made back in February, I'm going to say 1922. Holy shit, that would be pretty old. February 2022. I've got an Alpine Blossom. I've got a little piece of that from January 2023. And drum roll, please. We got a drum roll? No, I don't have a drum roll. I've got one of them. Close. We've got a Pecorino Romano made with sheep's milk from November 2017. So almost as old as the live stream. So I'm going to be cracking those open. They're sitting there at room temperature now. They've been out a little bit, so that should be good fun. So we've got 3 cheeses to try at 1 hour 30 past into the stream. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I've got all the gear that hopefully it's all going to be good. There's no overhead camera. I couldn't get that to work. brain was hurting. But yeah, we'll be doing the show and I'll try and get it. There we go. See, auto focuses. How good's that? There we go. So we should be good to go, and I'll show you some of that. Oh, I didn't bring any crackers. Grommet? No, it doesn't matter. We'll have it crackerless. But yeah, we'll be trying some of those cheeses. So there's some pretty old cheeses there. So I'm very excited about that. So that's what we got in store today. But let's get into some questions. We got some questions already in the chat. The first one was from, if I remember rightly, Ken. Here we go. Says, are you great at making cheese since you're the cheese man, or are you the cheese man since you're great at making cheese? That's a good question. Let me just ponder it for a second. I think the first is probably more true. How do I answer this? Because I've made so many cheeses, then that's probably why I am the cheeseman. I know this is a pun, but I think the practice, all the practice that I've had in making cheese, my son gave me the moniker Cheeseman, and I went, oh, well, I'm going to run with that. And that was way back when I started the stream. In fact, it was about 2 weeks before I started the first live stream. He goes, he's a funny lad, Ben. He walks into the kitchen while I'm making cheese, and he goes, "Cheeseman, what are you making?" And I went, "Son, I'm making whatever I was making at the time." But I go, that's gold, mate. That's solid gold. I'm using that. He says, "Dad, why don't you live stream?" And I went, I don't know, never tried. So there we go. So it was my son Ben that inspired me to use the moniker Cheeseman, hence cheeseman.tv, which is the URL I have connected to the YouTube channel. If you have a look at the little banner, it does say up there cheeseman.tv, and if you put that into your browser, guess what? The YouTube channel comes up, which is pretty cool. So I'm happy with that. I managed to snag that domain. So yeah, that was extra cool. But yeah, so it was my son Ben that kind of pushed me gently into the live streaming genre, and I haven't looked back, obviously. And the good thing about live streams is, well, they do take some effort, but as you can see, to get the quality. You can have a live stream, but it's not going to be the best if nobody can see you or nobody can hear you. But absolutely, it is one of the best mediums to get a message and to build a community, which is, is something we've done here. And lots of people turn up every week and maybe the happiest man on earth for getting the cheese message out there. So yeah, I'm not going to cry or anything, but yeah, cool. The next question is, oh, maybe not. Maybe it's more of a statement. It's from Patricia, supporter from way back when, which is lovely. Says, today I made Monterey Jack for the first time since 2019. I looked around YouTube for helpful videos and I was amazed by how many more home cheesemakers have channels now. You really started something, Gav. Thank you, Patricia. I do appreciate that. And yes, there is a flurry of home cheesemakers. Not so many active ones though. That's what gets me. So, the ones that I've got on my list that I check regularly have kind of fizzled out. I'm not going to say there's no staying power. It's just people have lives and they get on with it and do what they do. But yeah, absolutely. I do think that there are a lot more cheese channels out there. And I believe I was the first one to regularly post cheese making videos. So yeah, absolutely. But thanks, Patricia, for pointing that out. And I hope your cheese turned out all right as well. So that's the good thing. Sprout has a question. It says, I've set up a mini fridge which turns on and off based on an external thermostat to maintain 13 degrees Celsius, which is 55 Fahrenheit. But I'm having a problem with excess humidity where water collects on the walls and drips down. Okay, so the question is, how do you get rid of the excess humidity? I would think. But yeah, look, I say it's the same. It was the same in my original cheese fridge. Absolutely, you will get some. You'll get some condensation in there, whether it be from the cooling element itself. You open and close the fridge and it lets moist air in, or it could be from the cheese itself when it is due to evaporation, and that's how cheeses go harder. But it is what it is. That's what happens. My old cheese fridge, which I don't have anymore, the bar fridge, I gave that away, but it had a little drip tray, and I was constantly emptying. That was because the freezer unit was at the top of the fridge, and that's what kept the fridge cool. So because it was turning on and off, the thing would defrost all the time, right? So because if there's any moisture in the fridge, it'll freeze onto the freezer element, and soon as the fridge turns off, because it's trying to keep 13 degrees, it turns on, off, on, off. Not very often, mind you, if you keep the door closed. then yeah, moisture, it'll defrost all the time. That's what it does. And yeah, you're just going to have to put a towel down the bottom or something like that to sop up the extra. Or see if it's got a plug down the bottom that you can run a tube from. That's the only things I can think of, but that's just the way it works. You can't do much about it, except wipe the walls if you need to, or if it drips down onto the bottom, then have something to sop it up. And once a week when you're turning your cheese, go and wring out the towel or what have you. Okay. A question from Patricia in Maltese, which actually says, is YouTube good at translating Maltese? And as we joked earlier, yes it is. Okay, foul drumstick rescue, and a nice picture of a doggo there. Very cool. I would like to know why moo, goat, what? I would like to know, I think this is an auto text, no, it's not even correct, it didn't correct. Why does my goat mozzarella sometimes taste like goat and sometimes not? Depends on the lactation cycle of your goat. Earlier on in the lactation cycle, the goat has more fat in the milk, and later on it has more protein. This is known as the fat to protein ratio in milk. The more protein it has, the more goaty it tastes. The more fat it has, the less goaty the milk tastes. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Emmett is there. Hello, Emmett, and he sent some pictures through too, which I've captured in the big gallery as well as the 400th episode. Presently, but mostly on my projector while barbecuing, so not actively chatting. That's okay, Emmett. Thank you, mate, for watching. Scott said, congratulations to the Big Cheese 400 episodes and party on. So, yeah, absolutely. There's the party happening in the chat. There we go. Voyager Homestead says, wow, congrats, Gav. Thank you very much. Just one. Hamish and Bonnie will get you some crack. Yes, they probably will if I ask them. But by the time they got back here from the house, because I'm in the studio at the moment, which is detached from the house, all the crackers would be gone. So no crackers for you. All out of spoon says, thank you, Ben, for giving Head Curd Nerd the push he needed. Yeah, true. He's a nice guy. Michelle. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Got some photos of yours to show everybody. There is also, is there a test you can do to check if Alternato will still work without splitting? Yeah, so I've had to do this, not recently, but a few years back. I had some Anato that was well past its best before date, best before date, not used by date. I gave it a good shake in its little bottle, and what I did, I put a couple of drops into 1 cup of milk, right? And then gave it a good stir, and quick as a flash, nothing happened. No colour. It just all sank to the bottom and didn't do anything to the milk whatsoever. So that was how I tested it. I think that's probably the easiest test to see if Anato will still combine with the milk and colour it properly. So that's what I've done in the past. I don't know if there's any official test, but you can use Anato solution past its best before date. But yeah, do a test before you try, because there's nothing worse than going to make a Colby or a cheddar or a red Leicester, for instance, and finding that you have no Anato that's viable, and yeah, that would be bad. Anyway, Patricia then also goes on to say, we're talking about YouTubers who are active. The most active ones I found on YouTube are the Polish fellow, home cheese maker, and what is that? that didn't. You know what? That didn't even translate. I thought that bit would. But anyway, and Fred the Fromager. So the Polish one, he doesn't talk at all. He just puts up some subs, and which is fantastic. And Fred's is in French, but the great thing about YouTube now is that it actually translates and puts a dub track up in English. It doesn't sound like Fred, but and it hasn't got his mannerisms, but it's good enough if you want to figure out what the recipes are. And of course, yours truly as well. You can translate me into multiple languages. Not live, you can't translate me live, but afterwards, after the YouTube processing power has done its thing after the show's finished, then absolutely it will give you a dubbed version, would you believe? Oh, we got another super chat there. And that is from Paul. Absolutely amazing. $50, mate. Thank you so much. Sorry you're late. So you're paying the late tax. Is that what you're saying to me? Congrats to 400 indeed. Thank you, mate. I really do appreciate it. And thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate everybody who does that. Alrighty. Not that I don't appreciate you normally. I'm just saying I appreciate you more. But you know what I mean. Patricia goes on to say also that there are still some usable, if not older, posts from Jennifer Murch, the Milk Slinger, and Lisa Peterson. Yes, indeed. Two very good channels. And another good channel who has stopped ages ago was Mary Ann from... Mary Ann. What was the name of her channel? Give Cheese a Chance. I think she's out of Canada. But yeah, her recipe for Cambenzola, which is blue cheese, a blue cheese with a white coating, like a camembert with blue in the middle, right? Is second to none. It is a really good recipe. So if anybody ever wants to make Cambenzola, and I should give it another try one day. Now I've got my new cheese fridge. It is. It's solid gold because everybody who sent me a photo has said they've used her recipe for Cambenzola and spectacular. A great effort. So Mary Ann's from Ontario in Canada. There you go. I knew she was Canadian. So there you go. Patricia also has a great tip for spruits. And are you putting your cheese into maturation boxes inside your cave? If not, that is what is that may be what's contributing. Yes, it could be. Like I said, a bit of evaporation. If the cheeses are just on a wooden board, for instance, that could be the issue. But like I said, if it was like a dorm fridge, it's got a little freezer section. Every time the freezer freezes, it'll grab all of the moisture out of the fridge and freeze it, and then when it turns off again, it'll defrost, and then you'll get the moisture dripping down. Or if it's got a drip tray underneath the freezer, it'll catch it in there like mine used to. That's perfect. And Foul Drum stick rest. I'll just call you Foul. Nothing as Foul. There's a thank you for your help last time with Gouda cheese I made and cheddar. They are waxed and aging. I could thank, no problems at all. Happy to be of assistance. 3 Voyagers Homestead says hi, congrats, Gavin. Thank you very much. Scott Brenneman, and thank you, Scott, for all the photos you've sent me over the years. Jennifer says, he says that Jennifer Murch has new content out in the last few weeks, I think, aka the Milk Slinger on YouTube. Yes, she does. She probably does probably once a month, roughly like mine does. So, yeah, I think that's probably her schedule that she does as well. All right, it is. I can't believe it's time for the gallery already. Has it already been half an hour? Holy dooly. All right, let me just kill that. This is gallery. All right, so let's go. Let me just bring that up. Just get rid of that. But Paul has a question. Before we start the gallery, I think I'll ask this previously, but if I have a blue cheddar that has been vacuum packed over a year ago, is it still safe? Yeah, I would say it would be. Because cheddar's less moist than, say, a Stilton, right? Stilton may have the chance because it's got a lot of moisture, even though it doesn't vac pack very well because it's a really creamier texture cheese, a lot higher moisture. Whereas a cheddar, and when I made that cheddar, I wanted a blue cheese that kind of lasted for a while and had a subtle blue flavour. And I do think, if I remember rightly, I did have a piece very similar. So, for instance, there's the pecorino that's not white anymore. Maybe it's white on the inside, I don't know, but it's brown. But the vac pack is still viable. And yeah, the blue may have changed colour because it has no oxygen. It wouldn't have grown any further. But you know, a lot of blues that you buy from the supermarket are either wrapped in silver paper because they're very moist, or they're vacuum packed in a tray. So similar to, say, the Gorgonzola that we get here in Australia. I think it's Igor brand or something. That's vacuum packed in a little plastic tray. But I think it'll be fine, Paul, because it's very low moisture. I don't think you'll have any problems with that. Anyway, onto the gallery. Onto the gallery. Where is it? Where is the gallery? That's the question. Where have I hidden it? Right, there we go. And where's my head? There we go. Even better. There we go. I'm in the corner. Hey! Who put me down there? All right. Hopefully you can all hear that. Right. So the very first one, and I'm going to have to read the very tiny text it has in the cave. In the cave? I just read Paul's comment. No, not the cave. This is from a blast from the past. All right. So we're going to go through them. Some have a little bit of text. And I think I can get to them in a second when I do. Have I got the text for them? Yeah. I do have text. Yep, okay. Right, so this very first one is from episode 142. And this was sent in by Ruth Cohen from San Francisco in the US. Ruth was a very eager cheese maker back in the early. I don't know if she's got time for it anymore, but yeah, absolutely was a high contributor to the gallery back in the early days. Now this is a wine marbled cheddar, and this is well before I had put up my what did I call it? I think it was a drunken cow, but that was on the outside. That was never on the inside rind. I think I've done some cheeses like that. But yeah, it looks amazing. The wine infused. Can we get closer? Here we can. Here we go. You can see there was a little bit of contamination under the wax there, but other than that, and she said it tasted amazing. So yeah, I'm very, very proud of that cheese for Ruth. And she, like I said, she sent that in on the 3rd of May, 2020. So absolutely amazing. Next is from Patricia, who's in the chat today. This was from episode 152 and sent in on the 13th of September, 2020. And this is Patricia's own invention. It was a Nova Scotia strong blue cheese. And I think I wanted to mention, she said something about this. Let me just make that bigger. Right, text is bigger. This says, this is my own cheese, the Nova Scotia Strong, is what she's called it. Based on Shropshire Blue, this tall cylindrical cheese has bicoloured curds with goji berries across the equator. Nice. The idea was to reproduce the Nova Scotia provincial flag colours, white, yellow, red and blue in a single cheese. It has a firm paste and a flavour like a mild cheddar that is unmistakably blue cheese twang. The spots with the gojo berries are sweet and so complementary to the blue. It was a difficult cheese to make. Nova Scotia has had a difficult year to match. Nova Scotia strong. Best regards, Patricia. There you go. So that's Patricia's Nova Scotia strong. I love that. Her and many other cheesemakers that frequent the chat do branch out and try and make their own cheeses based on either my recipes or any other recipes that they find. Patricia has come back. Can I highlight these in the chat? I can't remember. Can I do that? There we go. She says, OMG. My Nova Scotia strong. I made that to commemorate the awful mass shooting in Nova Scotia in April 2020. There you go. I didn't mean to bring back bad memories, but hopefully that's not a bad memory, that cheese. But yes, a magnificent cheese, Patricia. Magnificent. So this next one is from a guy. I think it's a guy. I'm not sure. Who used to frequent the channel way back when. So this is from episode 162, and it's from California Jones. California Jones. It's a brined Trappist cheese with orange peel coriander. So this is something that, and he's put orange peel in the middle. He did say it tasted very, very nice because the paste kind of went a little bit creamy. He's washed it with a Brevi Bacteria Linens wash. And you can see in the middle, they're not maggots. That's orange rind, either candied orange rind and some coriander seeds. I think there's some seeds in there somewhere that have been crushed up. He's made a mixture, put it in the middle of the cheese, in the middle layer. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I couldn't find any documentation anywhere where he said what it tasted like, but it's a pretty spectacular looking cheese, is all I can say. All right, the next one is from Charlie Pace, just down the road from me, where he made a fresh mozzarella. And I thought this was particularly lovely because he's done the traditional Italian thing and made a, what's it called, a caprese salad? I think that's how you say it. A caprese salad. So he's got the Italian national flag basically on a plate, white, green, and red. And yeah, absolutely. He's got his slice of mozzarella. I think he's got a little bit of balsamic vinegar on top as well. And absolutely some cracked pepper. But that is the best way, well, I think personally. Especially, he grew his own tomatoes and basil too, by the way. So he's made his own cheese, grown his own basil, and grown his own cherry tomatoes. And pop them on a plate with a splash of balsamic vinegar. Absolutely magnificent way to serve up fresh mozzarella. So well done, Charlie. That was from episode 172 back in March of 2021. And remembering that was pandemic time or what? It was second year into the pandemic. So much fun. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. All right, the next one, it was episode 182, and this is David Orson. This is a camembert that he made. I love the gooiness of the camembert. You can see there it's come up to room temperature, and it's starting to ooze. It looks magnificent. Now, David actually did give me a double compound press. He sent me one for nothing, right? Just sent me a press with instructions on how to put it together. and instructions on how to get the right weights and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, thank you to David for sending that in back in July 2021. So absolutely amazing. Yeah, so that's not a bought one. He's made that, and you can tell it's made. But you look how he's made it himself. Look at the cross hatching there, where he's had it on a rack. Normal Camembert, they had that on a plastic mesh, which is what they do. So in commercial operations, but yeah, he's had that on a rack. So yeah, nice. This next one is from episode 192, 13th of November 2021. It's from Josh Perry. It is a petite chili brie. I think it's after my chili brie version. And this was made with stabilized paste. So yeah, absolutely amazing. So a beautiful chili brie there. Yeah, so I was gobsmacked when he sent the picture in. I'm gobsmacked now, years later, looking back at it. There was a few mechanical holes, and I told him that was okay, which it is, because it's a stabilised paste cheese. The curds don't knit together as well as they would in the Camembert, and that doesn't go as gooey. So yeah, so absolutely. All right. Got somebody complaining about the pictures. That'll be C. Scarsden. Well, let's just pop the user in timeout, and if you don't like the photos, then don't be here. So yeah, there we go. All right, so the next picture is from, none of these are Photoshopped, by the way. This is from episode 200. So it was the 15th of January 2022, by Lindsay Hall, and Lindsay, I think, is a fellow Aussie, and yeah, Lindsay made a Jarlsberg using my recipe, and yeah, that absolutely looks magnificent. There's some nice eye development there, which is through the paste. I'm glad he cut into it when he did, because it could have gone to that next stage where the eyes overcome the paste. But I think that's a good time to cut into it. So yeah, perfect. Okay, so the next one is from episode 210, and this is from Corentin. Corentin, that's how you say it. This is episode 210, as I mentioned, 16th of April 2022. This is a raclette based on my own recipe, and it looks amazing. They've done a great job washing the rind with a Brevibacteria linens a wash, which is fantastic, as you do, and it's a good looking paste. Very similar to raclette you buy commercially. In fact, I've got a piece of commercial raclette in my fridge that I've had vacuum packed for about 2 years. Kim says, is that going to be all right? I said, it's going to be fine, honey. It'll be amazing. So, yeah, so we got that, and that's going on. That looks amazing. So, well done, Corentin, for making the cheese and for sending that one in as well. All right, the next one is from episode 220, which was on the 29th of July 2022, from Jesse Levinge. And this is a honey-rubbed Colby. And I think they've done something, but I'm not sure what they've done here with the paste. So they've done a honey rub on the outside, which you can see it's kind of discoloured the curds there. But if you have a look, I don't know why are the curds, and this, I couldn't find any documentation that has sent the photos in. And it just, the curds themselves have had some sort of colouring or I'm not sure what's on the outside. There's some mechanical holes. That's fine. That happens with a lot of these sort of cheeses. Maybe the rub got into the curd. Indeed, just one. That's probably what did happen. Or maybe they soaked the curds in some honey. Don't know. But you would think it would tend to ferment. Honey being a sugar, adding that in. I have seen before cheeses that start to ferment and they taste a little bit winey. If that makes sense. It tastes a little bit, alcohol-y. It's strange. It's a strange flavour. I remember I had when I did the lactose-free kefili, I remember doing the taste test with my daughter Amy. I was watching that the other day, actually. And she said it tasted a little bit winey. I think because I went more than the 3 weeks that it could have, because there was no lactose. The starter cultures would have tried to convert the galactose and the glucose, which is the separated lactose, because I use lactose-free milk, and it would have tried to ferment the glucose and give you alcohol-y sort of flavours. But yeah, we ate it. It was a great cheese. But anyway, so that could have happened. Maybe there's a little bit of gas development from that as well, but I think they're mechanical holes, not pressed hard enough. And by looking at the bulges on the sides, I think it's sagged over time as well. But yeah, it's interesting looking cheese. So that was a honey rubbed Colby. Colby's normally a yellowy cheese that they add a natto to as well. It looks like you've chosen not to. Jessie. Okay. So the next one is from episode 230. This was sent to me on around the 5th of October 2022. This was from Shauna down in Tassie. I haven't seen Shauna on the channel for a while. I hope she's well. But this is a saffron infused cheese. This one is, you can see there's some small pockets of, I think they're mechanical holes. They look mechanical. A little bit shiny, some gas production. But you would expect that when you're using an additive like pepper and saffron. The flavour is just amazing. I think I've still got a piece in my kitchen fridge. And oh no, I've used it. I used it about a year ago. Sorry, I need to catalogue these things, I suppose. But yeah, absolutely amazing cheese, and the flavour was just spectacular. It was so unusual, the flavour, and it really, as it ages, this cheese just gets more and more intense. It's just amazing. Anyway, thank you, Shauna. I love a little mice that she has in every photo. The mice might appear again later on. I think Shauna has a couple of photos that she sent in. So the next one is from Neil Bacon, and this is a Parmesan. We haven't had one in the entry, so this was from episode 240, 9th of November 2022, and amazing looking cheese. He said it just had the best Parmesan flavour. The paste doesn't look as crumbly as you kind of would expect, but he did say he had it in vacuum packing for quite a while. He left for a month first, and that's why the rind, you've got a bit of a dark rind there, which is fantastic to get it to dry out a bit. And he did say it was a fairly crumbly sort of cheese. But yeah, he was very, very happy. That was aged out to 12 months. So that was from Neil Bacon, way back in November 2022. Thank you, Neil, for sending that in all those years ago, if you're ever watching. Here's another one. This one's from Michael and Jenny, who I do remember interviewing way back in one of the 12 Hours of Cheeses. This is from episode 250. So 18th of December 2022. This is a marbled cheddar. They didn't press it hard enough, unfortunately. You can see there are so many mechanical holes, and you can tell they are mechanical because they're not shiny. There's no shininess to the hole. maybe one or two over here, but the rest aren't. But yeah, absolutely, they needed to press it a little bit harder. But it's a lovely marbled cheddar. You got yellowness from the milk, and then you've got an annatto layer. Maybe next time they could have added a little bit more annatto, and that would have created a little bit more visual appealing. But the cheese would have tasted amazing. So yeah, pretty good cheese. So the next one is also from Shauna, who gave me the idea. So this is back in episode 260, 11th of Feb 2023. So this is Shauna's orange and walnut kefili, and she kindly sent me the recipe, and then I made it for the channel as well. So spectacular looking cheese. I think I do have some. I didn't put it into the trio that I've got here, but because I'm not sure how it stores, but yeah, I think it looks really good. It's an amazing cheese. The flavor is exceptional as well, especially if you add the orange liqueur to it. So you soak the curds in an orange liqueur / sugar mixture. And it looks amazing. So, yeah, very pleased with Shauna, and thank you so much, Shauna, for sending me in that recipe, which I did recreate eventually after much procrastination on my behalf. But yeah, an amazing looking cheese. That brings us up to Anthony Atkinson, who's regular on the show. I haven't seen him today. But yeah, Anthony has sent in, this one was a triple cream brie. It was a rather large cheese. So the paste didn't go as creamy as he had expected. But this was from episode 270, 23rd of April 2023, this aired. And it's a good looking cheese, got a nice coating on the outside. Could have left it a little bit longer, I think. And you might have seen some of that creaminess that you typically get with an oozy cheese, but it's a rather large cheese, so yeah, it didn't do what it normally does. Because remember, the camemberts are only 2 centimeters tall normally. This one looks like it was about double that size, so you don't expect the paste development you would normally get, but still a good looking cheese. It looks like a cheddar. It looks like a cheddar from the texture. Look at the texture there. So it looks like a white cheddar, right? You could call, that's what I would call it, a white cheddar, white mold cheddar, because yeah, the Penicillium candidum hasn't actively acted on the center paste, but it looks really good. And from all reports, Anthony said it did taste really good as well. Okay, this next one was just visually appearing very magnificent. This is from episode 280, and this was aired on the 8th of July 2023, 3 years ago. This is from Catherine Bateman. She called it her adorned kefili. So she's put these leaves, and I'm not sure what the leaves are. I think they're coriander. And she's painted them onto the kefili with something. I couldn't find the text file that went with the photo. But doesn't it look beautiful? It's a beautiful looking little cheese. It's only aged for 3 weeks, so you could get away with something like this without the leaves or the flowers discoloring at all. But yeah, it looks really nice. So I added that in just for the visual appeal of it. Right, next one. This was back in, what is it, episode 290, 23rd of September 2023. Brendan Heffernan sent this in. It's his Jack in the Box based on the recipe that I got the idea from. I can't remember who sent it in to me. I forget. If you're in the chat, let me know. This cheese had a fiery center, and just a normal outside. It was based on Monterey Jack, was the recipe. But yeah, absolutely delicious looking cheese, and yeah, it's a cheese within a cheese. Very, very similar to, and who sent me the picture of that? The Huntsman cheese, I think. I think Patricia sent us a photo that she tried to make one. It might even be in the gallery, I'm not sure. Depend if it popped in every 10th one. But yeah. Mike said it could be lovage. Yeah, could be, Mike. Or it could be celery. Lovage is it's a herb. Yeah, it was a pretty... Alright, let's go back one. Let's ascertain what the leaves are. I thought they might be coriander, or as the North Americans call it, cilantro. I have seen leaves like that. Yeah. So the Huntsman. Yeah, Patricia, I'm pretty sure you made that one. Yes. Which is a cheese within a cheese as well. So, anyway, thank you, Brandon, for sending that in all those years ago. Oh, there you go. I didn't prompt this, Patricia, at all. This is episode 300. Patricia sent this in. This is on the 9th of December 2023. We showed this. Patricia Gauci, cheese-making star from Nova Scotia. This is a Huntsman that she made. So this has got a Stilton, I believe. And correct me if I'm wrong, Patricia. And I think it's got a Gouda on the outside. Isn't it? And yeah, I can't remember the process. She told me what the process was. Maybe she can jump in the chat and I can put it up on the screen. What the process was to make this Franken cheese called the Huntsman. I bet it'd taste amazing though, mind you. So she did send me a little video on a professional doing it. Creating this cheese, so it was very. If you want to go onto YouTube, have a look on how they made a Huntsman. But right, so Patricia has said that it was a Stilton and a double Gloucester put together. So that is absolutely amazing. Well done, Patricia, for whacking that together. Did you make both those cheeses or not? Let me know. Just one says you're a mad woman going through all that torture to make the cheese. Oh, crazy. All this talking's making me go hoarse. Alrighty, so yeah, that was the Huntsman cheese. Delicious. Okay, so thank you, Patricia, for making that cheese and sending it in, of course. All right, so this is from Cup of Tea Love, and it's a wedding cake cheese she made for, I think it's for her daughter's wedding. Hang on, let me just, there's a text that goes with this one. It said, "Hi Gavin, I made a wedding cheesecake from top to bottom," and these are cheeses that she made unless she says otherwise. Said mustard and ale is the top one. Jarlsberg is number 2. A Caerphilly is number 3. Bel Paese is then number 4. And then number 5, which is the big white mold cheese down the bottom, is a store-bought brie. And she goes on to say, "I wasn't brave enough to make a mold-ripened cheese to serve to guests. It made for a great spread. I think people enjoyed trying some things they've never had before. Could never have done it without your videos. Proud as punch, Cuppa." Thank you, Cup of Tea Love. That is a magnificent example of what a home cheesemaker can achieve. And I'm going to say that brie would have started to go gooey with all that weight on it. I tell you, I don't know what it looked like after it would have been all finished. But yeah, congratulations. That's an amazing looking cheese cake, wedding cheesecake. Yes. So well done. In fact, I did the same sort of thing. I made a cheese for my daughter Megan, who had, I think she wanted a wedding cheesecake. So I supplied one of the cheeses for that. So anyway, next, this photo opportunity, this one. So this is, oh no, it's 9 o'clock already. Goodness me. This is from episode 320, and it was on the 2nd of July 2024. Robert, no last name, just Robert, sent me a picture of his Stilton that he made, and that looks magnificent. Well done, Robert. Creamy, lovely veining lines all throughout. So, yeah, well done. This one is from episode 331, aired on the 12th of October 2024. From Michelle Harvey, who I think is watching. Shout out to Michelle. Goes by the handle of Jamie, I think, somewhere in there. But this is a farmhouse cheddar with green peppercorns. Very similar to the farmhouse cheddar that I'm just about to film today. I'm finally getting off my butt. I've figured out a way to do it where I can sit down and not have to stand very long. So, yeah, we'll do that today, and I'll have the video up for this week. But yeah, so farmhouse cheddar with peppercorns. It looks amazing. So, yeah, well done, Michelle. That is an amazing looking cheese, and a great photo. And love the little triangles, little wedges of cheese you made with the other half for presentation. So nice. Patricia said, right, so this is her technique based on the Huntsman cheese. Hang on, I'll just bring up the Huntsman. It's a mad technique, she says. The double Gloucester gets squidged around slabs of Stilton with your fingers, a bit like plasticine. Except plasticine is pliable and double Gloucester is not so much. There you go. So that's how you do that. You mould the double Gloucester around the Stilton slices. So there you go. Oh, that sounds painful. But it looks great. It looks like you've had to press it again afterwards to get it into shape. So kudos to you, Patricia. Anyway, where we were at, there we're at, Michelle's photo. Just clear that comment. There you go. All right, so the next one, there's not that many left. This one is also from Patricia, who prompted me to do a recipe based on her recipe. This is from episode 340, 11th of January 2025. I think she said this is the one where she finally mastered the cheese. So this is the Fundy, the world famous Fundy Fog now. So yeah, amazing looking cheese. Look at the gooiness on it. She's captured that center line, absolutely perfect. I know it's gone a bit askew there, but that's because she's cut into it. But look at that gooiness. That is just, oh, that would you could eat that with a spoon. That is so lovely. But yeah, I love the ash layer all over the center line ash layer. By the way, these ash cheeses, you can't taste the ash. It's just carbon, activated carbon, or French cheese ash is another term for it. But yeah, activated carbon, and it is tasteless. And yeah, it's an amazing looking cheese. It looks lovely. So well done, Patricia. This is an amazing looking cheese. And I'm so glad that you passed on the recipe and I made it and popped it up on the channel. So thank you so much, Patricia, for the Fundy Fog. All right, the next one. This is from Persnickety, who is a regular viewer / commenter in the chat. I haven't seen Persnickety for a while, though. Hopefully he's there somewhere. This was episode 350, 26th of March 2025, so only last year. This was a marbled cheddar he made. It was a big cheese. I think it was, what do you say? It was 10 to 12 pounds, which is 5 to 6 kilos. This is a big mold that he's using here. So yeah, love to Persnickety from Cool Cat there. Yeah, absolutely amazing cheeses that he makes. And he does have some commercial customers. He sells to some restaurants and stuff like that. Well, he used to. I don't know if he still does. But absolutely amazing looking cheese. I love the colour. So he's put no annatto whatsoever in one batch and put a lot of annatto in a second batch and combined them. It is an amazing looking cheese. So very dramatic indeed, Patricia. That's just lovely, isn't it? So yeah, well done. The next one is from episode 360. This is from Valerie Engel, who has been absent from the chat for a while. She's from Oklahoma, so hopefully she's okay. Lots of tornadoes and stuff go on there, but this is an amazing looking cheese. It's a recipe called Blue by You. I think it's a Jim Wallace recipe from New England Cheese Making Supplies. It's a fairly dry cheese, as you can see they're crumbly too, but a lovely blue veining throughout, and not just in the piercing holes but throughout the cheese, as you can see there. She's left enough mechanical holes for the blue mold, the Penicillium Roqueforti, to go all the way through, and it's made a magnificent marbling or veining pattern through the cheese. So congratulations, Valerie. That's an amazing looking cheese. And only June last year, so 1 year ago. The next one. This is episode 370, 30th of August 2025. Jeff Shute, who's from South Australia, and I haven't seen him for a while. But yeah, this is a Cotswold that he made. And you can see the chives. If you look closely, this has a beautiful flavour, by the way. So it has dried onions. You can see the dried onions, maybe from the drag marks. So dried onions. It's got chives. It's got a little bit of garlic powder as well. And yeah, absolutely magnificent. It has a beautiful flavour. It's one of my wife Kim's favourite cheeses, Cotswold. And because I don't make enough of it, she goes and buys this inferior brand. I won't mention what the brand is. Yes, I will. Mersey Valley. It's so overpowering with the pickled onion flavour that it's off-putting as far as I'm concerned. But the one I make is more subtle, and it's a lovely recipe as well. Okay. This one is from episode 380, sent in by Dale Marshall. Excuse me, I just need a little drink here. So this is 7th of December 2025. As I said, Dale Marshall. This is an apricot white Stilton. So he's made a Stilton, which is normally a blue cheese, but if you leave out the Penicillium Roqueforti, it gives you one heck of a creamy cheese. And by putting dried apricots in there, you get a little bit of sweetness as well. So you still get the tartness of the Stilton without the blue cheese, but a little bit of sweetness from the apricots, which is, it's a delightful outcome. It's best eaten fresher than what a Stilton. Stiltons normally age out to about 80 days. I would only age this out about 8 weeks, which is 2 months, so I wouldn't go much further than that. And to serve it up, you can actually sprinkle the outside with, and I've tried this on a piece that I had, with a little bit of icing sugar. So not icing mixture, icing sugar, which is a really fine sugar that you can just sprinkle on the outside of cut pieces of this. And it just enhances the flavour of the apricots and quells down a little bit of that sharpness that you normally get from a Stilton. So, yeah, this is an amazing looking cheese. And tasting cheese. All right, so the next one, this one's from Michelle. It is and this was episode 390, just 10 episodes ago. 8th of March, 2026, so this year. And it is a jalapeno farmhouse cheddar. So this is based on my recipe for the jalapeno cheddar. And you can see there that she's got 2 or 3 different types of jalapenos in the cheddar. And yeah, the flavor is outstanding. Fiery would be the word I used when I used mine. I used pickled jalapenos, a little bit of a vinegary taste. In fact, I put some of my fresh green jalapenos in there as well, which I boiled for a while. And I added the chili water into the milk as well, which did increase the acidity and made it a little bit more crumbly. I didn't have a pH meter back then, so yeah, that absolutely would have changed the pH of the milk more towards the acidic side, and therefore you get a more crumblier cheese as a result. So, good looking cheese from Michelle. Episode 399, also from Michelle. I think it's the same Michelle. This is back on the 24th of May this year, day after my birthday. And it is a Hispanico that she made, which is basically a cow's milk manchego. Some people call it calchago, but really it is known better in Spain as Hispanico. And it is also coated with smoked paprika and olive oil. Gives that red colour on the rind, which is absolutely spectacular, which is where I got the idea then to do the smoked paprika kefili, which was an equal hit as far as I was concerned. So, well done, Michelle. And there is an episode 400 one. This one's from Emmett, who's lurking, I think. This is a... what did he say the cheese was? Oh, he said it was a Comté. So this is episode's 400th entry. There was only one photo sent in. So this is from Emmett. Emmett, what's your last name, Emmett? He's in the chat there somewhere. But he made it the same size for his girole. Now, girole is the Swiss thing they use for the Tête de Moine, the monk's head cheese, where you shave little flowers of cheese, and it provides more surface area and gives it a bigger burst of flavour. So he's made a cheese the same size as his girole, and I think there's another photo. There is a comment. Hang on, there's a comment. Where is it? Emmett says, I made this Comté in the hopes it will be compatible with my girole in a year or so. Usual recipe, had to 3D CAD and 3D print a custom box to fit it in for ripening, as I want a nice rind as opposed to vacuum sealing. So there you go. Hopefully that's food grade plastic being in contact. And he's got a little mat in the bottom as well. Very nice. So there you go. So he's made his own little ripening box. Just make sure that you turn it every week there, Emmett, and try and keep off any mold. You will get a brownie coloration to this cheese as it ages. So yeah, I think it'll be an amazing cheese. So congratulations. That, my friends, is the end of the gallery. Goodness me, what a monster of a gallery. Thank you, everybody who sent all those cheeses in over the years. That was just bloody magnificent, as I would say in Australian. But yeah, thank you so much for sending all that in. Just perfect. Blew me away. All right. In honour of all those people that sent it through, I'm now just going to send out 5 gift memberships into the chat. So if you have picking up memberships on automatically, then you will receive one. So yeah, so amazing. There you go. So who picked up a membership? We got DJ Midori. Nice. Redness. Hello, Redness. Ducky Lucy received a gift membership as well. Maple Bam. There's one as well. And who's the lucky last? Is that Temper? Temper or Temper? I'll get it right in a minute. All these names, very cool. There you go. Hopefully you enjoy your membership. You'll get early access to stuff as well. And Paul's jumped in as well and thrown in gift memberships as well. Thank you, Paul, for popping those in there. So who else got a gift membership? Kelly Singh got a gift membership. Daisy got a gift membership. Frank got a gift membership. Scott's Mind also got a gift membership. And lucky last, XGUK got a gift membership as well. That is amazing. All Our Spoons says, and we'll do a flashy light. We haven't done a flashy light for that. Where is it? There we go. All Our Spoons says, had my YouTube account for many years. Somehow old internet account changed it to some sort of account. I can't accept memberships. I have to start a new account for that. Sorry to hear that. I can't remember how to do it. Just Google on how to do it. You'll be able to figure it out. So yeah, you should be good to go. Now, Patricia did ask in there somewhere from Emmett, or Emmett's got a comment actually. He says, PLA, no dyes for the mat, so food safe. Cheese never touches the sides, bottom, or top. Yeah, we should be good to go then, mate. And he's also said it's ready in April next year. Gonna take it to my local for me and my wife's 10th anniversary. Very nice. And serve on a girole. Very cool. I've got a girole. I've only used it once, unfortunately. Maybe I need to make some cheeses that fit on it, because it's quite a small little thing. It's only about that round, right? The girole. And then you wind the handle and you shave the little flowers of cheese. Very nice. There we go. Yeah, very cool. Can we do a Google search on how to do that? Can we do that? Let's just see. How to accept gift memberships on YouTube. Right. Let's have a look. Hang on. I'll bring it up. Let's do that. Community service time. It says the AI thing, whether we believe this or not. It says to accept gift memberships on YouTube, you must first opt in. You can easily do this by turning on the allow gift setting through a channel join paging, the chat during stream, or channel's direct opt-in link. Here's the methods. All right, through a channel or watch page, go to any eligible channel's homepage or watch a video and chat join button. Click the three dots on the right-hand corner of the membership. You don't have to do that. All right, through live chat. Whilst watching a live chat or premiere, wait for a gift and tap the allow gifts. No, that's not how you do it. Where's the settings? Things to keep in mind. You must be signed into a personal YouTube account, not a brand account. Now, I actually have lots of brand accounts. This is the only personal account that I have. You must be subscribed to the channel in order to receive the gift memberships. Opting in allows you to be selected for free memberships, which YouTube distributes based on viewer activity. YouTube doesn't, the creator does. If selected, you'll receive a notification of the live chat as well. Okay, so there you go. That's what the YouTube say anyway. Or the Google machine. Alrighty. They make it so easy to understand. Yes. So you must have a brand account as well, I think. Okay. So I'm sure there's some questions in the chat somewhere. We have 30 minutes, or 10. It's only 10 minutes to go before the live taste test. Do I do it now? Hands up. Who wants me to do the live taste test now? Put the hands up icon. I don't know where it is in the chat, and we'll get stuck into it, shall we? Might as well. Tell you what, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to move to the side a little bit. I'm not sure how we're gonna do this. But yeah, hands up in the chat if you want to do the thing. But we do have a question. It's always time to eat cheese. Thank you, Mike. Yes, I agree. Question from Just One. Could you get the flavour of a well-aged cheddar or parmesan, but with good melting and without being crumbly? Okay, so a well-aged cheddar should still melt. It all depends on the acidity. The higher the acidity of the final cheese, the less likely it is to melt. Okay, so if like for instance, a good example is a feta, very high acid cheese. That's why it's so extra crumbly. Doesn't melt very good unless you put it in an oven at a very high temperature. Then it does melt. Or if you put feta, as you know, if you put feta on pizza and crumble it over the top, you will absolutely find that it doesn't melt at all. It just goes brown because it's a very high acid cheese. The lower the acidity of the cheese, so cheddar's in that range, and it melts well. The longer it's aged out, the higher the acidity too. So, yeah, so it may be that's the issue. So maybe stick to cheeses that are less than 1 year old, Just One, and I think you won't have too many problems at all. Okay, Patricia's put her hand up, and Mike said it's always the right time to eat cheese. So drum roll. Hear that? But yeah, drum roll. Hang on, let me just grab the board. Put it down there. Get my trusty scissors. My extra big knife. All right, so this should be fun. Right, so which one should we taste first? We've got Gaviera from February 2022. We've got, what's that one? We got Alpine Blossom from what's that? January 2023, or Pecorino Romano from November 2017. So which one should we try first? Let me know, chat, and we'll get stuck into it. Make sure you don't make a mess everywhere. Let me just push that back a bit and get a bit of room on my desk. Sorry there's no top-down camera. Let's go newest to oldest. All right, that sounds pretty good. All right, what's the newest? The newest is 2023, Alpine Blossom first. Okay, Gav. Oh, the dog's ears have peaked already. All right, no. All right, newest to oldest. All right, so this one's 2023. I've broken the seal. There we go. Let's smell on the bag first. Oh, smells so cheesy. Have a look at it. That there, pop it out the way. There we go. So remember, this is Alpine Blossom, so it had I need to turn the lights up. That's what I need to do. We need to blast this with light, because I've got so much light coming in from behind me. There we go. Camera should adjust. There we go. Just can't look at the lights now. All right, there we go. We've got some light on it. We've got some of the blossom bits. I have scraped it off. It has tyrosine crystals all around the outside of the cheese. You can see on the rind there. Get my head out of the way. Get the board. There we go. There it is. You can see that's some of the flour and the crystals on the outside. And look at the nice condensed paste. A few mechanical holes there. But doesn't that just look amazing? When I say 2023, let's cut a piece off. Oh, I need a tea towel. Doesn't matter. All right. Cutting aside, and you can't see me cutting, but that doesn't matter. There we go. Dogs, don't even think about it, doggos. Got to pay the cheese tax. All right, anyway, here it is. So I've got a bit of the outside, and it has some crystals on it. And the other side, beautifully cut there. Nice looking thing. I don't know, let's get out of it. Get down, Hamish. No dog cheese. All right, here we go. Smells so... I'm going to say alpine-y though, but that... God, just silly, isn't it? Anyway, let's try it. I know it's going to be strong. Mmm. That is so good. So good. Oh. That flavour, it's strong, tell you. That is a magnificent cheese flavour. That would be the best melted cheese. That bold, and you can taste the lavender, would you believe? And it's not a bad taste. It's just different. It makes your tongue a little bit numb. And so do those tyrosine crystals as well. Oh. No real crunch in the centre, but my goodness, that flavour is a burst. Mmm. That is magnificent. Oh. Alright, well, I don't want to eat them all. Here, dogs, you can have a little bit of cheese. No lactose in this. Yeah. There we go. Alright, wipe my hands. Alright. We'll have none of that, thanks, bin chicken. Okay. That was delicious. Now, I'll put it back in its bag because I'll use a different bag to vacuum pack it, or we'll eat it. Probably worthy of eating now. And I'll keep a piece there. For Kim. Alrighty. That. Chef's kiss. Right, pop that over there. Oh, the next one, as far as age goes, this is the Gaviera. That one there. Right, way ages ago. It's just still very intact. So the vacuum seal has held very, very well. I find that these Sunbeam bags work a lot better than the bags that I'm using at the moment. So the Food Saver bags are thinner plastic, not as bulky. Anyway, let's cut it off. Break the seal. It's like a fine wine. Hamish is excited about this one, by the way. Aren't you, buddy?
Yes, Papa.
Right. Oh, totally different smell. Not in a bad way. Oh, let me just put that over there. So, I'll just put that one right on a piece of plastic. Right, there we go. So this is the Gaviera to the front. We get focused. This is just a bit of it's not damp. No, a little bit of moisture. This was a Greek cheese. This is used in Saganaki. Yeah, absolutely lovely looking cheese. It is best used in Saganaki, but I'm going to try it normally, and probably there is enough to make a few pieces. It would probably grill really well. I'm just cutting it now. Slightly crumbly than normal. Nice. All right. Yeah, very grainy. Very like a, well, considering its age, it's like, see how crumbly it is? It's like a Parmesan. Oh, get my head out of the way. There we go. So it's very much like a Parmesan. And it smells like one too, but it smells creamier. Mm. Oh. Outstanding. That is just delicious. such a different flavour. Yeah, all right, live tasting time. I know we went early. That flavour is less stronger than the Alpine Blossom, right? Because the Alpine Blossom, because it had the infused lavender and that kind of helped on the flavour and made it a lot bolder. This grainy cheese, it is grainy now after, what's that, 4 years? Yeah, 4 years old. Yeah, absolutely magnificent structure. I love the crumbliness. It's kind of like sticking on my fingers a little bit. It's not tacky. It's like a well-aged Parmesan cheese. Not as strong as you would say a Parmesan, but I think it's a Greek equivalent to it. But, oh, magnificent cheese. This is so good. Want a bit of this, doggos? All right. I'll put it on the floor. Don't mess my fingers up. Get down. Get down. 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 On the floor. On the floor, Bunny. There you go. That can be your cheese platter. Right. Oh. So far for rounded flavours. Oh. My fingers. My cheese. Bloody lovely. Gorgeous. Where's the bag for that? That was magnificent. Oh, I love the flavour of that. That's so good. Right. Pop that in there. Keep that piece aside for Kim. Right. So glad I let all these come back to room temperature. Anyway. So. Yeah, here's some crumbs for you, dog. Hamish and Bonnie love the crumbs. Yeah, on the floor. There you go. Yeah, Bon. I'll get some more. Hang on. Like I said, got to pay the cheese tax. Yeah, Bonnie. Yeah. Righto. Next, cheese. Patricia says, how do you intend to keep these cheeses for long aging, or did they just migrate to the back of the cheese cave and get forgotten? No, I intentionally actually kept them aside. I knew for a special occasion we do something like this. Anyway, the next one I'm not sure about. It's gone very brown in the packaging. It's dry now. There's no seepage or anything. This is the Pecorino Romano. Remember, a Romano is a white cheese, so I'm a bit confused about this. If this was back in 2017, so 9 years old. A 9-year-old cheese, unheard of on the cheese channel, because I eat it all so fast. This one might have got left back in the back of the fridge. I'm not sure. But we will soon find out. A little bit moist. That smells alright. Smells alright. Let me just get a piece of paper towel. I'll be back right in 1 second. There we are, back again. Rightio. So let me just pat it down with a piece of paper towel. Base here. Now I'm not sure about this cheese. It smells alright. It's just really hard, like a rock. So I may have overaged it. That's an understatement. Yeah, we'll see. Cave of Forgotten Cheeses, yes. Indeed. So that's what it looks like. But I don't know if you can get it in all its glory. Probably more towards the edge. It's brown. This is The oldest cheese I've ever kept in the cheese cave. Will it be a different colour on the inside? This is the question. As I said, it was made with sheep's milk. Oh no, it's brown all the way through. Oh, look at that. My lord. That's a little bit different there. Well, let's do a little bit more. Well, that's unusual. Anyway, we'll have a look. This is the crumbliest cheese. It's just falling apart. Can't believe 9-year-old pecorino, and there is a bit of colour other than the brown. Hold that up. There it is there, and there's a bigger wedge there. All right, smells all right. Very grainy, very grainy. Probably should have eaten this years ago. Tastes good. Really grainy. Overly so. You can taste the individual parts of the cheese. I think it's pretty good. I think it'd be better on pasta. I'll grate this. It's very strong. It's a very strong cheese. Hasn't got any off flavours. There's no bitterness or anything like that. But the grains just pull apart. It just crumbles in your mouth. Goodness me. That is a crumbly cheese. But yeah, 9 years old. I think that's too strong to eat by itself. Far too strong. I like my favourite out of all of them. So that's the result. There's a bit of yellowness in the middle. Maybe if we get more towards the middle, but it's crumbly all the way through. But my favourite was the Graviera. That was 4 years old, so that was really good. But yeah, bit of a doorstop, as you've said there, Patricia. But let me just take a quick break. Need to rinse my mouth out. And yeah, magnificent tasting of very old homemade cheeses. I'm not going to die or anything. That was really nice. This Pecorino Romano, I think I should have eaten it many years ago. Way too crumbly. Way too crumbly. Anyway, back in a sec. There we go. We're back again. Yeah, sorry for the strong light behind me. We've got some slitted windows. And it's early in the morning. Well, not early anymore. It's 9:40. Yeah, it's shining through and making my head glow. Oh, like a glow bulb. Like a snow globe. I got cheese everywhere. Hang on, I've got to get rid of it. The ants will turn up and... Right, put it on the floor. The dogs will eat it. Right, there we go. Okay, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We got some comments based on it. There's a question, sorry. Where's the question? Question is from Foul Drum says, isn't sheep's milk okay for people who are lactose intolerant? It's more to do with the proteins in the sheep's milk are better for some people. Sheep's milk has a very high fat to protein ratio, higher on the fat side, of course, and it has a higher fat content. Some people can tolerate better than cow's milk. But the amount of processing that goes into cow's milk these days, usually the sheep's milk that people drink is raw sheep's milk anyway, so it's probably gentler on the stomach. But yeah, absolutely amazing cheeses, sheep's milk cheeses. That Pecorino Romano, I've aged it too long. Look, we will use it, and I'll grate it onto a pasta dish. But when the cheese goes brown, she's a bit old. But yeah, the flavour was okay. Hasn't left any nasty aftertaste in my mouth or anything. Having said that, all I can taste is cheese. That's all I've got on my tongue. Strong cheese. Nice. But I do have a nice piece of Alpine Blossom and some Graviera there for Kim. I'll just put that aside. She can have that. She said she was going to make scrambled eggs at 10 o'clock, so might crumble that over the scrambled eggs. How nice would that be? Ooh, lovely. There you go. Was there some questions somewhere? I don't know. Maybe not. No, don't think there was. Except for, I think Patricia's question there says, did you intend to keep these cheeses for long aging, or did they just... Right, so the Pecorino Romano, yes, I did forget about that. In fact, I only just discovered it this morning when I pulled out the 3 cheeses for the taste test. But I did have the Graviera and the Alpine Blossom. I was storing those for prosperity, looking for a suitable time to try them. But yeah, an amazing bunch of cheeses. But yeah, that's kind of what happened. The Pecorino Romano, I would have eaten that well before 9 years if I had remembered it was there. And remembering that, I did transfer it from the Cheese Cave. I transferred it from the old Cheese Cave to the new one, so maybe, I don't know. But I just forgot about it. I want to see how long the cheese can age for. Just one has a question. So, isn't Pecorino Romana what Roman soldiers packed as provisions? Yes, it was one of the very few. So they had a very hard cheese that they used to grate into their soups and stews on the march, or just eat as a snack. Good way of getting protein into the diet when there's no meat around. Absolutely, that is what the Roman legions used to carry as one of their provisions every day. Must have had a very smelly backpack, is all I can say. Patricia says, thanks for sharing your experience with us, Gav. And good on you for managing to set aside some cheeses for long aging. I can't make cheese last very long in this house. Yes, it's just one of those things that when I've got the last quarter, there's a rule in the house: don't eat the last quarter of a cheese. It's for prosperity. And people. Well, there's only me, Kim, and Ben. So and the dogs don't get the cheese free. They only get cheese when I tell them they can have some. There you go. Paul says, I'm thinking of bringing some cultures and rennet to Greece with me to make real feta whilst on vacation. That would be cool. However, I think the Greeks might jump all over you, especially if there's some Greek cheesemakers. Yeah, yeah, you may have an issue with the Greek if you find any Greeks saying you're making real feta. But if you can get your hand on some goat and sheep's milk, Paul, then yeah, you should be up there anyway. Mike says the Roman legions got cheese and the neighbour got beans. I think that's meant to be beans. The Romans had it better. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Foul Drum Stick Rescue says sounds delicious. Thanks a bunch, Gavin. No problems at all. One cheese year. What? One cheese year is 10 in human years. There you go, yeah. So that was a 90-year-old cheese. Is that what you're saying there, Mari? Could have been. Patricia whipped that new in the merch store, the Pecorino doorstop. It could be. It could be. Oh, my goodness. Paul says, I've seen different ratios of 2% fat milk for making Parmesan. What is ideal? I'm not sure if I can take that feta back or not, maybe. So ideal for Parmesan, and this is what the regulation says, the PDO for Parmesan, if you go and have a look at it, it says it shouldn't be any more than 2% milk fat. Because they skim it. What they do, they skim the they use raw milk and they skim it, and they down to a ratio of 2%, and that's how they officially make it, Paul. What else? Do we have any other questions there? Foul Drum says, I really want to cut the cheese now. The cheddar you helped me make, it's aging to almost 3 months. You could try it at 3 months, or should I wait or dig in and send you a photo? You know what? I reckon try it at 3 months. This is the only way you're going to learn aging techniques, is try it at 3 months. If it's really mild, then vacuum pack it again, and then try it again at 6 months. And if you like it, then eat it. If you don't think it's strong enough, then age it out to another 9 months. So every 3 months, try it, re-vacuum pack it, and then you'll decide when you think that's the best time for your cheese. So absolutely. What else? Patricia said, I see if Hamish can bring you a glass of wine to enjoy with those cheeses. Yeah, unfortunately these days, Patricia, due to the medication I'm on, I can't drink any alcohol. So it would have to be non-alcoholic wine or zero alcohol wine, which I do like to partake in occasionally. So I do have a few bottles in the cheese fridge for that very occasion. So yeah, magnificent. Patricia says, what cheeses have you held in reserve for show 500? My goodness, Patricia. But so it's another 100 episodes. Remember, I usually do about 40 episodes a year due to illness and whatever, right? So out of the 52 weeks of the year, and we do take a break at Christmas. So about 40, 45 episodes per year, right? So that would take me another 2.5, maybe 3 years, and I would be, what am I, 62 now? So that I'd be 65 years old on show 500. Goodness me. Okay, I'll think about it. I've got let me think, what cheese do I have left? Probably none now that I've done these. These were the oldest cheeses that I could find in the cheese cave. I do have a couple of other samples in there. I've got a dry jack still. That's a cheese, not an expression. And I have that in there, and it's got a little bit of mold on it. I've got to clean it off. It's in the it's in vacuum packing, so I think it'll be fine. But yeah, I want, because dry jack was made when there was an import shortage into California for Parmesan. And yeah, I think that's That's why they made dry jack, but it's a beautiful cheese. But very dry. Very dry, but if you haven't seen dry jack, go and check out the channel. Go look for it. It is an amazing cheese. You don't even need a cheese press. That's how good it was. Patricia says, I bet Australia has some really nice alcohol-free. Well, we do. We have some exceptional alcohol-free wines. Very nice at all. So, Patricia says, I'm 64 now. Doesn't feel old. Yeah, I'm. If I didn't have the back injury, I'd probably agree with you there, Patricia, that I don't feel old. But, yeah, just every few days, it drags me down. And anyway, it is what it is. Jeff and Heidi, how are you? Congratulations. 400 episode. Thank you, mate. I do appreciate it. If you haven't seen, Jeff actually proposed to Heidi in this very studio, here. We did well, it wasn't a fake. I did a lesson on cheese. We did a couple of cheeses. Did a fake cheese making course here at home. Jeff asked me, and I said yes, and obviously he paid for the course, part of it. But afterwards, we did a cheese platter thing here in the studio, just have a chat afterwards. And, yeah, magnificent. And Jeff proposed to Heidi, and they actually got married. So they are now married, so congratulations. And you're still married. Oh, well, that is encouraging, buddy. Hope you're still making cheese as well, you and Heidi. And all the best to Heidi as well, buddy. All right, my wide, I call it that. Wide, and I will make it to Australia together one day. Yeah, I know, Mike. Happy to have you here too, buddy. Drum Fella Stick Rescue says, when is your next live? Well, they're scheduled. Same start time, so it's Mondays for me, Monday morning at 8 a.m. And for those who are in the Americas, that usually equates to Sunday afternoon-ish, late in the afternoon. UK and Eurozone, it's usually between about 10 and 11 p.m. So pretty late for those guys. But yeah, we do get quite a few people from the UK and Eurozone. But yeah, so thanks very much. Now, we are coming up to time. Thanks so much. Now, somebody did ask in the chat, where can you get written recipes? I'll just show you where you can grab them from. Little Green Workshops. Where the heck are you, Gavler? Right. So let me just show you over on the second monitor. This is the shop that Kim and I run. Little Green Workshops. That's it. Nice teal colour. And if you go to Cheese Making Supplies, and you go to, there's two courses, online courses. There's some books. Here we are. So we go to the cheese making books, and it's thinking as it does. Let me just have a drink. That's a little bit slow. That's concerning. There we go. That's better. Now I do have some that are printed. I don't have any printed at the moment, but I'll get on that. We do have a bundle for ebooks. If you click on the buy product, it will take you to the bundle page, and this is off-site. This is on Teachable, and you get the two books. So Keep Calm and Make Cheese, and Keep Calm and Make More Cheese. You can buy them individually or as a bundle, $36 US. You get both books. You get a saving of $6.44. I will put that cheese bundle in the chat. They're ebooks, PDFs. You can print them out, do whatever you want with them, what have you. I will put that in the chat. Gabs, cheese books. So they're all these are all the ones up until about, I can't remember, but there are other recipes that I have. If we go to cheese making again, and we go to Printable. So these are the ones that aren't in the books and will be in the next volume. Printable cheese recipe cards. There's 32 products, 32 books, well, not books, printable recipe cards on A4. They're PDFs as well. It's thinking about it. Monday morning, it's having a brain fart. Okay, there we go. So we got Better Cow's Feta, Caprine Provençal, Christmas cake cheese, dried jack, goat's milk cheddar, Hispanico, Ebores, Mount Cottrell, which is my salute to Valence, orange and walnut Caffili. We've got a free pH checklist. That is free. Pizza mozzarella. We've got St. Ivel, which was served on the Titanic. Bloody lovely little cheese. Triple pepper jack, triple pepper snack, which is a mozzarella infused with chilies and capsicums and stuff like that. What else? Triple udder blue, which was a 3 milk cheese. Oh, fabulous. Alpine blossom, as I tasted. Chili halloumi, Cott's chili, which is a twist on Cotswold. Cottage cheese. We got Domiati, which is an Egyptian buffalo milk cheese. Beautiful. Fromage blanc. Fromage fort, which is a combination of many, many cheeses. We got the Jack in the Box. You would have seen that one. We got Lipa Justo. We got Mozzarella di Bufala. Red Leicester, Robbiola, Scamorza, Dilton, Tassie Devil with Tasmanian mountain pepperberries. Oh, magnificent. Triple cream cheese. Oh, that was lovely too. Vegemite cheese. Oh, magnificent. And sour, what's that? A Zynomithra, which is a Greek cheese. It's sour mithra. It's a spreadable cheese. So you can get them all there. I'll put the link to the printable cards as well. Do that for you as well. Printable recipes. Cards. There we go. There we go. All right. Right, so that's probably all I've got time for today. So, one other thing is... where is it? Where is it? So, if you want to pick up those cheese-making supplies, also, we can get them from Little Green Workshops. This is the shop that Kim and I run. So you go to littlegreenworkshops.com.au. Links down in the description at the bottom. And what else? We've got merch. We've got the shirt. Certified Curd Nerd. We've got lots of t-shirts. You can pick those over at merch.cheeseman.tv. So you get whisked away to the merch store. Lots of mugs like this one I've been drinking the coffee out of, Certified Curd Nerd. And a whole bunch of other designs as well. So go and check those out. I get a little bit of royalties for those each sale, so I don't get everything. But yeah, best place is the cheese making supplies. But unfortunately, we can't ship to the UK and Puerto Rico at the moment due to the tariffs. It would cost me way too much to implement the tariffs on our website, so we sell to the rest of the world anyway. Thanks everybody. Hope you all have a fantastic time. I will see you next week. Hope you've enjoyed the 400th episode with the live cheese tasting and the extra long and amazing cheeses in the gallery. So yeah, have a fantastic week. Stay cheesy, and I will see you next time. All right, see you later. Bye.
It's in my backstrap.